Will there even be a 2024 election? Got a strange feeling that these Democrats and the elite that move behind the Democrats would do anything possible to keep the orange dude out the office. When you look at the extent that they have gone with all of these indictments, which, by the way, if people don't really know the law, I'm not saying I'm for or against, but if you just look at the law, he had the right to do what he did under the Constitution. And since you had 3 strikes and you're out, where's the 4th indictment gonna come from? Never before in history have this country where you saw one political opponent basically try to jail his opposition just for looking into the crimes that were committed. Now, it's always this thing about where there was no evidence. There was no evidence. Evidence is plain as day, folks. It's all on video. See these people running ballots back and forth, the same ballots back and forth. You got people admitting to filling in blank ballots. You know what the new virus is? The new virus that's going around is the election virus. It's called the election variant. That's what it is. Right in time for mail-in ballots. Right in time for this new variant to come so we can keep people out of the polls. And because you think about it, when we did this last election, they ramped it up, scared the hell out of everybody so you wouldn't have to worry about going to the poll and voting and catching something. So now what you do now? You do the same thing. So I know people don't like Alex Jones, I say take the meat, leave the bone. When the dude put out the video about him meeting with somebody and they told him to tell everybody by mid-September we going back. Well, now look what's happened. Just as he said in that video, Canada is talking about bringing them back. Now, Jill Biden has the positive. But how are you positive and you took 2 and then 2, you got 4 of them, and they say, well, Joe doesn't, he tested negative. But the main point that they stress, he's going to wear his mask. The black chick, press secretary, the dumb one, well, he's going to be wearing it in public and outside. He's going to take it off. He's going to be practicing social distancing. So, seems as though that's what we're headed to. You're going to let these people come from this festival with Ebola and spread that around too? That's why I said, folks, it's not going to be a 2024 election, even if we even have a government next year, the way this is going. Let's forget about talking about the bride being on earth and God's harvest. Okay, let's just talk natural stuff. If you look at the way things are moving right now, there will not be a 2024 election. And they know it. There are provisions set up. There is constitution, there are laws set up that if something tragic happens in wartime or a time of conflict, that sitting president will remain president, which means Biden will stay in the office. And they will continue to push these alphabet people agendas. Okay? So it would be right up their alley to create this false flag or a major one. They could say, just as the posts had been going out earlier, that it could be an attempt on Donald Trump, which would put this country in a free fall as far as civil order, because that's going to cause a meltdown. And then if that happens, then there won't be a 2024 election. There won't be. Because indictment after indictment, after they fall flat because they're bogus, they are going to do everything in their power simply because now the narrative is not working anymore. If you're not black if you don't vote for Joe Biden. Charlemagne the God on Hot 97, the Breakfast Club. You did I say that right? I know it's the Breakfast Club. I don't know what the radio station is, but you know, Larry Alderman said, how come you didn't say nothing to Joe about him coming up in your radio show saying that you wasn't black if you didn't vote for him? That was the most racist thing you could have said. But here y'all are pointing the finger at this guy, calling him a racist. It's mind control. When on record, ladies and gentlemen, this dude has done more for the black community and black colleges and small black businesses and gave up more money than any modern day, even more than old bummer. Blacks didn't prosper when Obama was in office. You know who prospered when Obama was in office? The alphabet people. Yeah. They prospered with no problem, didn't they? All of their objectives and ideologies boosted to the top. And if you didn't agree with what they were saying, you got canceled. That's how we know Obama is still running the country. Because there's no way that Joe Beasy, Sleepy Joe Beasy, is cognitive, got enough brains in his dome to you know, he can barely walk. How is he running the country? He's not. He's a puppet. No election 2024, folks. I want y'all to think about that. Think about what's going on in this world today. The United States must be destroyed from within to fulfill prophecy. It will be destroyed in 1 hour. Now, in heaven, like I said before, that's 2 months, because in heaven it's 30 minutes. On earth, it's 30 days. Okay? At the end of Revelation chapter 6, when you get to the 4th, 5th, and the 6th seal, that's the last 2 months. That's an hour in heaven, because John was recognizing the time in heaven, but on earth it's 2 months. Revelation chapter 8 says it was a space of a half an hour in heaven between the 6th and the 7th seal, but on earth it's 30 days. So in 2 months after the harvest, or the last 4 to 5 to 6 months after the harvest, which is around the corner if you ask me spiritually, and a lot of us feel that based on what's going on, based on prophecy, okay, based on the time that we're in. There won't be a United States, because obviously, again, they're not prophesied. This country is not prophesied to be on the side of Israel, because Israel will be fighting alone in the Battle of Armageddon. So the United States will be destroyed. I've already talked about earlier in the last video that the earth has been, the United States has been shifting. Kind of like this, you know, in the last 48 hours. That's what the United States has been doing, according to the earthquake maps. Even though there have been 0.0s, but it still takes energy to move a continent like this. Right on time. Right on time. What did Jesus say again? Mountains and islands will be moved out of their place, and the seas will be roaring. Tsunamis, flooding, doomsday map, 2024. Go look it up. Peace.